The all gas, no break era has come to an end. It looks like Bob Saleh is never going to actually get to share those receipts with us as a New York Jets head coach. Um, you know what? I think I speak for most, if not the majority of Jets fans, that when we woke up this morning, the breaking news that we were expecting was not the firing of Coach Saleh. And yet, here we are. the, the life of a New York Jets fan. And people wonder why the Jets fan base is so erratic. It's because of stuff like this, man. We suffer from PTJD, post-traumatic Jets disorder. Coach Saleh is fired. Hackett is still the OC. And Ulbrich is our interim head coach. Does this fix the New York Jets problem? Let's talk about it.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man.
Congratulations, brother.
And here we. Okay, so I mean, Saleh's tenure as the Jets head coach officially comes to an end. I mean, he brought us a 20-36 record, a consistent lack of preparedness, a top 3 defense, and yet a lack of accountability. I mean, there's more to it. I'm gonna put it somewhere here on the screen for you to see for yourself what Saleh brought with him as the New York Jets head coach, or brought us as the fan base. Ultimately, though, it's probably why it was his undoing. Again, we're 2-3, still kind of early, but Woody Johnson in his tenure as the Jets head coach has never fired a coach in season. Never done it before. The Jets are literally 2-3, and we play the Bills on Monday Night Football for first place in the AFC East. I mean, we lost 3 games to two top 3 defenses. At the time, we thought the 49ers were going to be a top 5 unit. They haven't shown that. So 2 top 5 defenses. And we were in those games because of Saleh's defense. Listen, I get it. He's the head coach. But why is Hackett still the Jets offensive coordinator? And why is Keith Carter still here? Like, I'm trying to make it make sense. And I guess that's where I'm starting to get a little bit, like, I'm uncertain about the move, right? Like, listen, I recorded my breaking news video earlier. I did. I wanted to get my video out there as soon as possible. But I had no audio. Apparently, my microphone died, and the audio was really bad, just going straight into the camera. I didn't like that. I have a higher standard, so I said, you know what? I'm going to re-record it. But while waiting for the microphone to charge up, I mean, more reports were coming out. You're hearing stuff like Saleh's being escorted out of the building by security. Then you heard something about Ulbrich and Woody Johnson having a late-night meeting last night, and an unidentified Jets player was on the phone. Apparently, Joe Douglas wasn't even informed that Saleh was getting fired until about 15 minutes this morning. Look, did the Jets need to make a change? Yes. Yes, they did. The results have been consistently subpar. Jets improved the QB room. We improved the O-line, the wide receivers, the running back room this season. And somehow, we've remained the exact same offensively through 5 games. Literally, through 5 games, it's the exact same team that we've seen over the last couple of years. I'm going to put up on the screen here, but last year at this time, the Jets are 2-3, and we've only scored 93 points as an offense. This year, with drastic improvements, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, granted he might not be MVP Rodgers, but it's freaking Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are 2-3 and have scored 93 points offensively. Did a head need to roll? Yes, 100%. But why not Hackett's head? I would have understood if you fired Hackett first, and then, of course, Coach Saleh fires, you know what I'm saying, as the season progresses. And I get it. Hackett is here predominantly because of Aaron Rodgers. But are you willing to tell me that Aaron Rodgers is the one calling the shots now? Because I think anyone who's watched this team realized the issue was the offense. Hackett's in charge of the offense. If you were going to make a statement and chop off of a head, it should be Hackett. If you had to shoot a hostage, you could have shot Hackett, you know what I'm saying, and got him out of the building. I was very vocal about Saleh needing to go after the Vikings lost. I know that. I was vocal. 90% of the fan base was very vocal. But I gotta ask this question, man. Did Saleh get fired because 90% of the fan base was calling for his head? Or maybe because Quincy and Aaron Rodgers both alluded to the fact that there was a significant lack of accountability, and they're tired of hearing the same stuff. So either the Jets fan base got Saleh fired, or Quincy and Rodgers got Saleh fired. Either way, that's concerning when you think of your owner operating a multi-billion-dollar franchise in this fashion. If the reports are true, who was the player on the phone? I mean, personally, I think it's Rodgers, right? It has to be Rodgers, but man. You know what? It's over. Either way, Jets are starting to be deemed dysfunctional once again. But the fact of the matter is, we're 2-3. A big game awaits us on Monday Night Football for the AFC East lead, and Jeff Ulbrich is the interim head coach. At the very least, he has the ability, I think, to spark this team. You know, you can't deny that. Call me hopeful, but whenever I see Ulbrich, I really start looking at like Dan Campbell. He gives me like Dan Campbell vibes. Me being hopeful, right? He played linebacker after being drafted in the third round by the 49ers. If I'm not mistaken, he played like 120 games over like 9 seasons. He's been coaching in the NFL since 2010, getting his first coaching gig with the Seattle Seahawks. This is a guy that knows exactly what these players are going through. He's been in their shoes before. Like, he understands what the players need to hear right now. He understands the pressure that they're under, the bright lights, a team this talented needing to go ahead and show results. So this is a guy that knows exactly how to speak to the players in this locker room. And he's earned his way up the NFL by coaching in the NFL. So it's not like he was just hired because he used to play in the league and he's literally had to earn his way to get to this point. So players love him and respect him, and coaches love him and admire him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it can't be worse, right? Like, it can't be worse. And I say that because Jets West tweeted something earlier today. Again, while my microphone was charging, he tweeted about the Ron Middleton experience when Middleton had to fill in for Saleh when he had COVID. And in that year, I think we all can agree that in that one game, we saw the New York Jets offense light up. It was different. It was completely different from what we had seen, and we were excited about it because it looked like, we might have been taking a step towards more creativity. Of course, Saleh comes back, and then it kind of went back to being more of a very, limited and mild offense. And then it really got me thinking when I read his message. Like, what if Saleh's philosophy of, hey, first team to 15 or first team to 21 points wins it, which he's literally said numerous times in press conferences, is what's been the issue? What if he's kind of had a cap on points because he's so enamored with his defense, knowing that his defense can go ahead and keep games close, that he wants to win via the defensive route and not risk the offense putting the ball in the opposing team's hands and turnovers and whatnot. And he just really believes, hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and just, grind this thing out, get to 15 points, get to 21 points, and then we're good. The defense will take us from there. What if he's been the bottleneck putting a cap on what he wants to see from his offense because he believes so much in his defense? Like, again, sample size is small, but we can't deny or argue that we did see an improvement in the offense when Saleh was not in the building. Middleton really had those boys fired on all cylinders. It wasn't like a new offense was implemented in a week's time frame. They were just able to open up the freaking offensive playbook. Look, Ulbrich has an opportunity to now use the talent at his disposal to achieve his dream of being an NFL head coach. Dude's hungry. Whereas Saleh, he got fired today, but he's going to still be making $10 million over the next couple of years. And believe it or not, it wouldn't shock me at all if he had a job as a defensive consultant for the 49ers by the end of the week. Like, you already see 49ers fans clamoring to bring him home because they want him back in the building. So it wouldn't shock me at all that Saleh gets a job in his more natural position of being a defensive coordinator. I'm really starting to believe that's where he's best suited. Was Saleh the problem? I think cooler minds would probably answer that with uncertainty. I really don't know. Hackett and Carter are both still there, and I'd argue they're bigger culprits as to why we've seen this team start at 2-3. But when the fans and the team members start calling out Saleh for a lack of accountability, constantly showing up unprepared, they're undisciplined. You can't give the coach this much talent, you know what I'm saying, and expect different results and yet still get the same product. Like, you're more talented this year than you were last year, and yet you're still 2-3. Like, that doesn't make sense. I think Tyson tweeted earlier something that made a lot of sense too. The same old Jets would have kept this regime all the way through the end of the season. Kept them intact, wouldn't have made any moves, would have fired them at the end of the season. We're starting all over again next year. But instead, by firing Saleh now, you made a statement. Again, Woody has never done. He's never done this as the Jets owner. He's never fired a coach in season. Doing this, you're changing up that cycle. You're showing that accountability does matter to you. And listen, sometimes you got to shoot a hostage. You just got to. And in this situation, Woody decided, you know what? Saleh is the hostage I'm going to use. The biggest head that he could find to roll, made roll. I think, again, you should have gotten the Hackett route, maybe even the Carter route, right, to go ahead and systematically do it. But Woody's statement came out, and he shows that he really believes this team is capable of great things. And he even stated that even at 2-3, he did not believe we were on track to achieve the goals that were set. Hence why he had to thank Coach Saleh for his services and let the man go. I think what it boils down to, you're playing for first place in the AFC East on Monday Night Football, and you're going to be in first place. If you win, you're in first place. I think with Saleh, we had the fear of the known, right? Like, we know what they expect from Saleh. We've seen what a Saleh-led team looks like. But with Ulbrich, we have the possibility of the unknown. Because we don't know, right? We don't know what to expect. Well, I'm hoping for the next Dan Campbell. Am I being hopeful? Yeah, I'm a Jets fan. I'm being hopeful. It's got to mean something. It's got to mean something to this team. Got light a fire. We needed a spark. This is that spark. But man, Jets fans are bipolar, man. We're erratic, but excuse the hell out of me. I mean, how many other teams have endured a franchise like this? Jets fans really suffer from PTJD, man, post-traumatic Jets disorder. News like today is exactly why. All gas, no brakes is officially a wrap. It's Ulbrich time in New York. Now go get Devontae Adams and go beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Go Jets.